Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Research Talks Qualitative Scholar Conversations. I'm Ray Maietta, president of Research Talk. With us today will be Alison Hamilton, and Alison will be talking to us about her summer intensive course. And before Alison introduces herself, I'll give the full title of her course at QRSI. It's one of three different courses she's presenting, and this one is titled Applying Qualitative Methods in Implementation Research, Fundamentals, Developments, and Innovations. And Alison's course this year is July 24th and 25th. Alison, if you can give us a little introduction to yourself and what brings you to teach this course.
Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Alison Hamilton. I am an anthropologist by training, a professor in psychiatry at UCLA, and a research career scientist in the VA. And I've been a ResearchTalk consultant for probably close to 25 years. What's really important, I think, in the context of the course is to situate how we use qualitative methods within that space of implementation science, which is focused on increasing the uptake of evidence-based practices into routine services, care. It does happen a lot in healthcare, but it also happens in other fields as well, education, policy, etc. And of course, we'll talk all about it in the course, but it is a great fit for social scientists because it's an area of work that really is interested in context. It's interested in relationships, behaviors, how people do things. And so what we learn and know how to do with qualitative methods is a really good fit for implementation research. I think that there is value in learning about how to use qualitative methods in pretty pragmatic and applied ways. And that's certainly what this course emphasizes. We're using qualitative methods in implementation research to understand things that are happening, the introducing a new practice, maybe trying to undo a practice that's actually not effective. These are things that we look at. And so there are pretty specific applied practical questions that we ask and that we need to answer with our qualitative data. For people who may not be doing implementation research, but are using qualitative methods in an applied, pragmatic way, what's typical in this type of research is that you'd do interviews, let's say, semi-structured interviews before anything changes. So what we call pre-implementation interviews to understand, what are we kind of going into? What are the concerns that people have about, what we're going to introduce, what we're going to try to do? And so it's a very critical data collection juncture because that really guides what we do at sites, for example. If we learn, oh, you're going to need to understand this about our setting before you come in. And so it's very important knowledge for us to have.
I notice in your description, you talk about community-based participatory research, and I know that's certainly a big part of what you do in your own work. So I was just hoping you could tell us a little bit more about how CBPR approaches fit in with implementation science.
That's also a great question, Jeff. Thank you. That's been a really interesting and exciting aspect of the evolution of this field as well, recognizing that when we're trying to change things in a community-based context, we need to do so in close conversation with the community where we want that to happen. Ideally, having strong relationships, understanding what the community's needs, preferences, sticking points, priorities, what all of those things are, so that when the implementation research is happening, it's happening in a context of understanding and of prioritization and strategies that will make sense and be really relevant to the communities where it's happening. In one of our large implementation initiatives, we have the lovely benefit and advantage of having a large qualitative team, very skilled folks. We realized we needed much more frequent feedback loops. And, I think it made our work better because we were all expanding what we knew and what we were learning, and it wasn't kind of bound by the limitations of, okay, well, I can know X and you can know Y. It's not going to make the work stronger. So if we both know X and Y, we can then, make more informed decisions and do better jobs at what each of us is assigned to do. So yeah, it's really made a huge difference. And I think it has some sort of intangible benefits as well, just in terms of people feeling like, they're united in what we're trying to do in the research. Everyone playing a different role, but very much, the team making
Great.
it happen. I just hope that folks will be interested in joining and bringing their, experiences, questions, thoughts, ideas to the course, which, as I mentioned earlier, just continues to evolve, and I try to keep it very up to date. So I'm excited for the directions that it's taking for this summer. So hope to see folks there.